Okay, so I'm currently pet sitting, as you can see. Okay, sit, Papa. Sit. Sit. Okay. This is Relax. This is Rocky. Okay, Papa, sit. Sit. And I'm sitting here drinking my coconut water. And I'm thinking about the process of decision making. There's a lot of decisions that we make in life, and I think subconsciously, when we go into the decision, we go into it focusing on our ego and focusing on how we're gonna feel if we just burn this shit down. Like, that's really what drives you to make a decision, right? Think of when you quit a job. You're like, I don't care about shit. Fuck this job, I'm done. When you think about going back to school, it's like, I gotta do this shit. I'm tired of making X amount of money. I need to make this amount of money, so I gotta go to school. Every decision is based on your ego because you're focusing on how you're gonna feel after you make this hard decision, right? When I decided to go back to school at 27, okay, I let my husband know, period, okay. And I also let my friends know in the making. But one day I just got up and said, I'm gonna fill out the application. And I did that. When I did it, I wasn't looking for people to support me, to hold me down, to walk me through it, because Jackson, because it was a decision that I decided to make. And when you make those type of decisions so that way your life gets better, you cannot expect people around you to support you in those decisions because they're decisions that you're making. As humans, we're not built to support people through everything. Like, I love 90 Day Fiance, love After Lockup. I love these shows because they really show you who's really for you in very chaotic situations. And when you see how relationships change and how much stress that people are being put under to be able to support people through crazy situations, it really makes you wonder, if people had the choice to support you, would they really? Give me a second. Stop. These dogs. So yeah, if people had a choice, right, would they still support you? And in my life, I've had a lot of options on choosing if I want to support, okay? I think subconsciously we all choose not to support because it's too much. It takes too much out of us. I got too much shit going on. That's not my business. That's what you decided to do. What else? Tell me. I don't got money for all of that. All of that. Same thing, the ego. So the ego is on both sides just battling. And I must say, I think that's one of the things that has brought me back to myself. Just realizing that there was a lot of things that I was doing in order for people to support me in my decision making, even though I will still get up and make a decision because that's what I want to do. But then I'll get like somewhat of buyer's remorse, where after I'll make the decision, I'll feel bad. And I'm like, damn, like this person's not supporting me, and it's like, you cannot live your life in that box of paranoia where you're constantly trying to look for other people to support you through things that you decide to do. Now, on the other hand, I do think it's pretty whack that people choose not to support, because this is me, right? If I see someone getting up and doing something that they love and they're alive, keyword on they're alive, because creativity only exists if you're alive. Now, you can be inspired by someone else that has passed on, But the way that things are being created can only be done by you unless it's being imitated by. Okay? So, the only way that you can really support people is when they're alive. You can support people after, but it just doesn't hit the same. And I think a lot of people choose not to support people while they're alive, and then once they're gone, it's like, oh my God, shoulda, woulda, coulda. This life is very short. I'm turning 30 this year. I've seen people come and I've seen people go. Not at the same time, though. Oh, God. That would have been a lot. Like, bitch, I seen you born and now you're dead. The fuck? Wait up. But no, that has not been my experience, thank God. But because life is so short, when I scroll through my feed, when I see my friends doing stuff, when I see people getting married, when I see people having kids, when I see people creating art, when I see people doing charity, when I see people buying homes, when I see people living, when I see people smoking a blunt, whatever it is, going back to school, shopping, whatever appeases me, gets a new dog. We could go on. It doesn't take much out of me to say, congratulations. Wow, this is so nice. But I think it's conditioning to think that it's too much to support. It's too much. So the only thing people can do is return back to self and realize that you're doing it for you. You're doing it for your ego. So that's what prompted me to make that video. This video, sorry, I'm losing it. But that's what prompted me to make today's video, because people don't have to support you. Now, could they? Yes. And I think people are intentionally shitty in how they show up, and then behind closed doors, they're crashing and burning because nobody's showing up for them in the ways that they want to be represented, supported, loved, embraced. So it's kind of like premeditated or like subconscious, where they're like, nobody does it for me, so I don't have to do it for them. And I just want to see how far you get with that one.